I am cautiously optimistic for Assassin's Creed Mirage, at least until we see gameplay and I can either confirm or have my suspicions evaporate. I am cautiously optimistic, and that's why I'm making this video, because there are quite a few things this game needs to nail, and while it does have a great potential, at least out of the last few Assassin's Creed games, to actually nail some of these things, you know, while they're saying all the right things, I still gotta see it. So without further ado, remember, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like as always. That wasn't a very thick thickness, but whatever. And if you enjoy content like this, as well as my coverage of other games such as God of War Ragnarok, which is coming out soon, and other games of that type, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button right underneath the video. Also gotta thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you want to join, get access to the exclusive perks that they get, then be sure to check out that blue join button. Anyway, let's begin. So to forewarn you, a lot of what today's video topics are going to be involved with is, of course, the gameplay, because that's really what we haven't seen yet. Story, I'm not really too concerned about until I actually play through the game, but gameplay can keep me playing a game forever, which is with Assassin's Creed Unity, a game that I still play to this day, even though I don't think the story is all that great. But the gameplay can be pretty darn fun when it's behaving, let's be honest. And while we're on the topic of Unity, let's talk about the thing that I think most people are excited about when it comes to Mirage, that being the parkour. Now, like I said, they have said all the right things, especially when it comes to the parkour. They've got Unity-inspired animations, as well as new animations that they've been able to add on. The city of Baghdad is similar in terms of size and the type of playground it is to Unity's Paris. Who would have thought? Now, the thing is, really going back to the animations, is I hope they realize what made Unity's parkour as good as it is. It wasn't just the animations. Sure, the animations were great, but inside of those animations was also a decent amount of player control. Now, if you've never played Unity on PC or with the 60 FPS patch on Xbox Series X, I don't know if PS5 got it as well. Basically, the higher the frame rates, the just much better this game plays. Unity is so much smoother at a higher frame rate. I know that applies to most other games, but you really don't feel the player control in Unity unless you're playing at a higher frame rate. And I'm just saying this because I'm sure someone's going to comment and say, Unity's parkour really wasn't that good, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, if you're able to play it at a higher frame rate, you'll feel the player control. You'll be able to pull off things you didn't think you'd ever be able to pull off in an Assassin's Creed game, and you'll adore it. And that's really what I'm trying to get at with Mirage's parkour. I'm really worried that it'll be similar to Odyssey or Valhalla's parkour, where you just push the stick forward and you get moving and you're hopping around doing stuff. But except this time, oh, we added a whole bunch of animations. Woo! Like, I don't care about just animations. I want to feel the depth of the gameplay. I want to be able to feel that I can pull off certain moves in the parkour system that are not just these streamlined, oh, I'm going in a straight line, here's this predetermined parkour path that I can't stray from. It's already pre-built for me and I'm just gonna run through that. Oh, but it had cool animations, that's great. That can be cool for about 20 minutes. But again, the reason people play even the older Assassin's Creed games, Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, they had really deep parkour systems. Now, they didn't have the really nice animations like Unity has, but they did have really deep parkour systems, and people do still enjoy that type of gameplay. And so that's what I'm hoping comes with Mirage. I hope they didn't forget the player control, because I think that's the most important part of a good parkour system, is being able to pull off moves that are not necessarily right in front of your face, to get creative with it, to be able to move around the city in a way to where you can't be predicted. That is the dream of a good parkour system. Now again, until we see gameplay, this will be my greatest concern and my biggest excitement. Now, speaking of gameplay items and being predictable and being a good assassin, let's talk about stealth and the tools that I think you should be able to have when it comes to stealth. Now, of course, I'm hoping that the stealth tools that we have at our disposal are a bit better than what we had in Valhalla, where stealth is literally illegal, as well as in games like Odyssey, where stealth isn't really encouraged. Let's be honest. At least don't give me magic powers for my stealth, which we know will not be here. As I've already said, mythology will be limited, if not non-existent, in this game, aside from, of course, if you haven't played Valhalla, I won't tell you what's going on with Basim, but if you have, you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. Now, among those stealth tools, it can be things such as different bombs. We've seen the smoke bombs, we've seen the poison bombs that Basim dropped in the trailer. I'm hoping there's a bit more to that, maybe like blow dart, blow guns, throwing knives, those kinds of things. Just give me the array of stealth tools that I know a hidden one or an assassin will have, but most importantly, give me good places to use them. And this is where we get into things like social stealth. Let me create different situations within the city to where I can create interesting gameplay moments based on my decisions within the city. Now, this can come down to actual good social stealth like we had in previous games where you can blend with the crowd, and I'll get more on crowds here in a little bit when we talk about the city. I'm just hoping for more unique ways to get in with the crowd. Just to give an example, try to get the point across that I'm trying to get at. In the trailer, you see Bassam blending in with some beggars on the side of the street. Again, it's not gameplay, it's a CGI trailer, so who knows if we can actually do this. But I think it is cool if we can do things like this. We see Bassam chilling with some beggars, the guards come by, they're being, you know, evil Templar guards or evil Order of the Ancients guards. It's Order of the Ancients at this time, forgive me. And then he gets up and he takes them out in a really cool way. And to be honest, in Valhalla, there were some cool blending animations you can engage with crowds. You weren't ever put in gameplay situations where you could really take advantage of the stealth systems in the game. They were there, it was interesting to sit there and be drinking with people at a table. It just never really mattered in the grand scheme of things, and hopefully in this game, as we know there's going to be things like black box missions, we can take advantage of those types of things within the crowd, to be able to blend in with beggars, or to be able to blend in with whatever happens to be going on in whatever part of the city that we're in. And maybe if we exploit a certain tactic in the stealth, maybe the guards start to pick up on it. Maybe the guards are smart. Maybe whatever faction we're going up against at the time, maybe they start to pick up on it. Hey, this has been happening a lot in this area. Keep an eye out for people pretending to be beggars. So they're heightened awareness towards people that are beggars. But that being said, maybe they, out of their caution for the beggars on the ground, maybe they pull their guards off the rooftop. Again, I don't know balancing and all that, how that would work, but maybe because of that choice, those choices you've been making, you've been able to pull the guards off the rooftop, and now maybe that area is clear. Or maybe they're not paying attention to the merchants and you're able to blend in with some merchants in the bazaar while they're watching the beggars. Different things like that. And this is starting to get more into the world and how interactable I want the world to be. And again, what I've described here, they haven't said anything about. I don't know if the game's going to work like that at all. I want to get that out of the way. But they have talked about the world being living and having crowds like in Unity. Now, I discussed in my last video how I hope we get crowds like they advertised for Unity, where, say, taking out some guards means that the crowd will actually charge into an area and you can have this whole living, interactable world where these crowds are almost their own living beings and you can influence them through your actions. So I want to see that type of thing, but even more fleshed out, to be able to not only affect guards in the short term, to not only affect enemy factions in the short term, to be able to move past them in certain ways. As the crowd rushes through a gate, I just blend in with them and I walk right by. But also to be able to influence their eyes later on down the line. Again, maybe throughout the sequence, I've been doing stuff where I'm blending in with merchants and guards are disappearing that way. So because of that, they're a little bit more suspicious of the merchants. Maybe that's when I go in and start blending in with the beggars and they're not paying attention to the beggars. Maybe I can sneak into a few more back doors than usual, and boom, there you have it. You have infiltrated an area due to your prior actions and you've had an influence on the world in a truly living, breathing fashion. Now, does this mean that anything like this is going to be in the game? I don't know. Are the crowds going to be interactable? I don't know. We know there's going to be crowds. That's cool. But if they're just kind of static, then it's a little bit underwhelming, if you know what I'm saying. So again, those are things that I think that AC Mirage needs to absolutely nail when it comes to gameplay. I am cautiously optimistic for this game, and I think it has the potential to do a lot of great things. I'm just not sure that it's going to go all the way like I think it could be. It could be a truly awesome Assassin's Creed experience that could satisfy the old school fans for years to come, or it could be just another Ubisoft attempt to throw out a game that's like, maybe that'll pacify the old fans, and then they just move on to Codename Red and to Hex and their other titles that they think are going to make them much more money. It's hard to say at this time as we haven't seen anything for it. To be fair, I am glad they haven't rushed it out this fall and we had another Unity situation. I am glad about that. It's supposed to come out next year. Don't know exactly when. I think the rumors are it's supposed to come out early next year. I think that'd be nice. I just hope the game functions. I hope it has the depth to it that I'm hoping for. And, it's just fingers crossed until we see gameplay, until we get more for this game. But nonetheless, again, I'm excited, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you want to see from Assassin's Creed Mirage? What do you think the game needs to absolutely nail? And I'll see you guys in the next video.